Please join me as we recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now for your moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated. Now the playing of the Hot Springs alma mater. The Trojan Touchdown Club would like to thank the following sponsors: The Floor Store, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Pirates Cove Mini Golf, First Security Bank, Uppers Construction, Comstock Financial Raymond James, Sam's Club of Hot Springs, Southern Bancorp, ABC Supply, Hill & Cox, and Hot Springs Funeral Home. Thanks for supporting our Hot Springs Trojans. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is Pee Wee Youth Football Night for our Little Hot Springs Trojans. We want to welcome our second and third grade flag football team. Let's put our hands together for our second and third grade flag football team. Next, we have our fourth grade tackle football team. Next up, we have our fifth grade flag tackle football team. Last but not least, we have our sixth grade tackle football team. The fourth through sixth grade will travel to Bryant tomorrow morning with the fourth grade starting at 9, fifth grade at 10, and 6th grade at 11. Let's put our hands together one more time for our youth football teams of Hot Springs. Direct our attention to the middle of the field where we're doing the coin toss. We have captains for Mena. Blake McClellan for Hot Springs. And number 14, Logan Hoskins for Mena.
And welcome, folks. Thanks for joining us here tonight for another presentation of the Bearcat Foundation. Night of live Bearcat football here, coming to you from Hot Springs High, as the Bearcats will take on the Hot Springs Trojans in a continuation of a rivalry that it's been a history of great games, and don't expect anything less here tonight. Joining me here in the press box, we got a press box this time, is Anthony Eford.
The first time in several outings out here at the Hot Springs Stadium is we're actually going to get the press box, not being in the home stands with the cameras and the broadcast here tonight. So although the camera crew is still outside,
and we're right here 30 seconds away from kickoff. The Hot Springs Trojans are coming off of a tough loss against Arkadelphia, and they pretty much got handled on their opening night. And
they kind of had they tell of two games they've had. They lopsidedly beat Fountain Lake, which is a Hot Springs school, and then Arkadelphia came up last week and just beat the pants off of them. So it's been two different teams that you've seen. So which one are we going to get here tonight?
Well, of course, you're talking about two totally different talent levels there as well, because it's a big difference between Fountain Lake and Arkadelphia. Arkadelphia, they're typically in a reload position, but it's going to be interesting to see here tonight because the Bearcats are coming off of a shocking victory against Clarksville last week, where they really had their way, got control of it early, and then really never let loose. Bearcats are going to be unleashing an unexpected, potent passing attack, Anthony.
Austin Rose has looked very solid.
Neither one. Are you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah, Austin Rose has looked very good.
Extremely.
The first two games of the year, averaging close to 258 yards a game, I think I saw.
298 last year, almost 300 yards last week, and just extremely efficient. Looked good with his feet, looked good running it, and the offensive line in a protection mode because you rushed for right around 100 yards. But the main focal point was that passing attack. A lot of short game stuff, and really the story of this team is that the Bearcat wide receiver crew is making play after play, whether it be with their blocking on the screen game or yards after catch, and just consistent great play, making catch after catch.
But it's been the accuracy of Austin that's looked so well. I mean, I think I saw that he's looking at completing it at like a 70 or 71% completion ratio right now, and that's unbelievable from a high school quarterback.
Absolutely on fire. Bearcats will be receiving. Again, welcome, folks. Signing on. Make sure you're signing on to YouTube. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the broadcast. It's going to help us a lot if we can get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. And we're just right there. We're only 5 short, aren't we?
500?
5 short. Exactly.
I think Clint is having a little bit of technical malfunction with his headset, so you're going to get in. The kickoff is live, and that is number 3 is that received it. A good return out to about the 40
Number 3
or 37-yard line.
On the return.
Are you able to hear me, Anthony? You hear
Loud
me
and
through
clear.
it? Okay, got it. It's fine, guys. I just
Nothing
roll my one earphone back. I'm not getting any sound. Bearcats take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
36-yard line.
Going to be in the pistol formation there.
That's Jaden dotting that top of that pistol, isn't it?
Split out high to the right. Looked like that RPO, and he chose to give it off right there. Austin had a lot of success with that RPO, and he ended up throwing it out there quick to the outside.
Little short pick up there on first down, but it's positive yards.
This is an extremely athletic Hot Springs defense. A lot of athletes all the way across.
False start.
False start against the Bearcats.
Be a false start and false start. Bearcats will have to back up 5. It's going to bring up 2nd and 13. Make that 2nd and 12.
What we've seen so far this year, Clint, is that this offense, even when we put ourselves in bad positions, we've been able to overcome it many times.
Handoff, believe it was to Felix. This time it goes for very little. Going to bring up a 3rd and long.
I think there's a little miscommunication on the. You had a pull-in guard that came around, and Felix just kind of hit the middle, like where he was vacating from, and I felt like he should have hit the outside edge there.
So you're getting Jordan Roberts back this week, but you're still missing. Really, kind of got to say the headliner, Jake Brotherton. Jake Brotherton's a guy that just is every snap. He's really your most physically talented offensive lineman. He's still out with a concussion. But you got Jordan Roberts playing both ways, extremely key spot. Of course, so is Jake. Throw outside. That one was just a little low, but it was there. Good play by Austin, just not able to come up with it there. Maybe a little low, but it was a tough throw. Almost come up with it.
If it was completed, it would have picked up that first down, 3rd and
But
long.
you know he's going through his checks and just calm right there in the pocket and kind of threw it off his back foot, but he needed to. He close to making the play he had to make.
The pressure that was coming at him didn't really phase him too much.
Nope. He is just showing all kinds of poise. Quick kick right there. It's going to – great kick.
Oh,
wow.
What a bad bounce.
Yep, bounces straight back. That thing looked like it could have hit and run. Been extremely deadly, but still a good punt. Going to put Hot Springs back at their own 27-yard line for their first possession. If you're just now joining us, we're still scoreless here. 10:30 left in the first quarter. Hot Springs taking the ball over there for their first possession. Mena goes 3 and out, but really came close to connecting on a spectacular 3rd down play.
Hot Springs had a pretty balanced attack in their first 2 games and put up quite a few yards.
Hot Springs with the handoff up the middle, met immediately at the line of scrimmage, and boy, does Jaden Felix. That was linebacker contact. Really, first contact was about the 2-yard line. After a 2-yard gain, that was all he got.
He said, "You ain't coming no further, buddy. I'm taking you backwards."
Drove him backwards. Nice looking play by Jaden Felix. Linebacker crew showed up big last week and looking for more this week. Handoff to the outside. Gets to the edge, but it closes up in a hurry. Wrapped up by Bollmeyer.
I believe that was Bollmeyer that made the tackle, but that was Kobe Davis that kind of stretched that out a little bit there, too.
Boy, Kobe's a kid you need to talk about because last week he really showed up time after time, really making key tackles, key solo tackles. Hot Springs at 3rd and 3 right here, big play. You got 2 backs in the backfield.
I will give you a little hint here. With one of your senior linebackers out with a concussion and Jared Berger, you got junior Trey Day out there playing that outside linebacker.
Linebacker. Boy, that was a dive straight forward, and Colby Davis meets it at the right spot, but not able to get enough of him. He met it right in the hole, but just wasn't able to square up on him, and the running back's able to fall forward for a first down. So Hot Springs out to their own 38. Their second set of downs right here. Got twin receivers to the right side. Quarterback's looking that way. We got a timeout on the field. Some sort of a clock issue.
I was going to say, I didn't see any laundry on the field there.
No. He's back to pass. He's got pressure immediately wrapped up there. Nice job.
The pressure was initiated by Kobe Davis just blistering up the middle, and
wow,
that was Jet Baber that made this actual sack there.
Great job. He had Colby's coming off that left side, flushed him to the right, and great job by the Bearcat defense. And this puts him in a hole, Anthony. You got him at 2nd and 18. Hot Springs is a balanced attack. They like to throw deep when they do it. They like to go for the yardage. As soon as I say that, it's a swing pass. Trey Day comes off the block, able to hem it in, but not until he makes 8 yards. So he gets it into a more manageable 3rd and 9 right here.
Wasn't bad. Just didn't recognize that little swing out there quick enough to stop it for a little less gain. But
Trey Day is the first time we've seen him at an outside linebacker spot. Very versatile athlete, though. Quarterback drops back to pass. Looking across the middle, it's complete. It's enough for the first down. Again, they're going right at that. First time he's been out there, outside linebacker, Trey Day there. The big guy. We got a flag.
I think they're going to call him for a horse collar right here on the tackle.
Boy, his hand went down the back because I'm looking at it on the delay here, and really wasn't much contact. Looks like they might be waving that off.
No flag on the play.
They're picking it up. That's a good move by the officiating crew because Trey Day's hand went down that collar, but he did not get a hold of it.
He did have a hold of the jersey. That was
got a hold of the jersey. First down, got to clean set down. It's a handoff to the outside. Colby Davis closes it in a hurry. He looked like that was going to give up some serious yards, and Colby Davis flashes forward, stops it for a gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
Looked like he had a good edge set there, and Colby just came from inside out and just was able to track him down.
Great job on that play. A lot of inexperience all the way across this team, and one of the areas they were worried about turned out to be unfounded. But that linebacker spot, these linebackers have really done a good job this year. This time, play action. Quarterback flushes out of the pocket. He thinks he's got some room. His heads upfield enough for the first down. Nice gain that time by the quarterback, Isaac Scheller.
We had great pressure up the middle. He just stumbled with his feet right there and couldn't keep his balance. So that allowed Isaac Schuler to escape the pocket and get out there for a big gain.
Bobby might have you want to force that outside in when you're coming from that defensive end. It looked like Bobby Wallace that time. He beat his man, but he took a too direct of an approach. Instead of flushing him to the inside, he let him get out. Hot Springs is on the move here on their first possession down to the Bearcats' 29-yard line. Bearcats are matching up well physically. Hot Springs likes to run it between the tackles, and they've attempted that 3 or 4 times here in this possession already and really haven't gotten much. And that's a good sign because as you get a feel for what the other team's game plan is. You kind of get an idea of what the rest of the package is. It's really hard to overcome another team that can hit you with those gut punches, though.
Yeah, that puts you in a world of hurt when you get you on skates just pounding you right down the middle.
Take a chance on this timeout to thank one of our sponsors here. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Mena Insurance Agency. For all of your insurance needs, coverage first for 106 years. Downtown Mena. Go see PT and the folks for your auto, home, and life needs, health, jewelry, business.
All of them.
Relationship advice. I don't know if he does that, but it sounded good. 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle. This time he's got a little bit of room. He's going to make it about 5 yards before contact, but he's stopped dead right there. It's going to be a gain of 5. Bring up 2nd and 5 on the play. Dorsey with the carry there.
They had a good push off the Hot Springs right side of the line there.
They really did.
First time tonight that they actually got a great push, and which is what they like to do.
Keep an eye on that because that's tough. Because if that becomes a consistent,
then they'll turn around and hit us with a play action off of that same deal, and that's where they
got to
pick up the
commit
big yards.
bodies. You got to commit bodies on the defense to help stop that. You need to be able to stop them with your front four. The time it looked like it's going to be play action, but Colby Davis gets through there, gets a hold of him enough to slow him down, and then
Jet Baber comes up and cleans it up.
It's the second time we've seen that combination, hasn't it, Anthony?
Yes, it is.
Loss on the play, loss of 3, gets it into a much better situation for the Bearcats. Are 3rd and 8 right here.
You know, the action that they're playing looks a lot like what they did with Coy last year, kind of guessing on holes to shoot through, and then Colby's been able to get through there so far tonight and get some lost yardage plays. Or call some lost yardage plays.
We've got a little bit of an advantage here. We're sitting next to the coaches' staff where we can hear them through the door. So quarterback drops back to pass, and he again is flushed out. Enough for close to the first down, but he's not there. It's going to bring up 4th down. Schuler again flushes out to the right. And
number 33.
I can tell that the coaching staff wanted the end to take a different angle that time too. This is always more fun when you get to sit next to them. Again, 4th and 2, big play, and they're able to draw the Bearcats offsides. Unbelievable right there. So Hot Springs going to get a cheap one here, offsides on the defense, and it's going to get them 1st and 10, about the 16-yard line, I think. And that's a tough one right there.
That'll be enough for another
that's one they're going to wish they had back for sure.
Because you like this matchup. You look at it physically, and it looks like about even as far as the eyeball is telling you. But this Bearcat defensive line is stout, anchored by the Raging Asian right there, Logan Yang. This time they hand it off up the middle and gets Bobby Wallace got a hand on him and luckily slowed him down, and he stays on his feet, spins out of the tackle and in for the touchdown.
Almost acted like we thought he was down and then let him loose.
Case of not finishing the play right there. He was kind of hemmed in by Wallace, got an arm on him, and then a host of Bearcats met him right there in the hole and just weren't able to get him down. He had a ton of had 4 Bearcats get up off the pile right there, and they weren't able to get him down. And Akeem, let's see, what's his name? Akeem Dorsey. Extra point is up. Looked like we might have got a hand on it, and it is no good. So we end up stopping them the extra point try, but the Hot Springs, aided by a penalty there, on a 4th and 2, able to capitalize on a great drive. That's exactly what they wanted to do. And,
just time-killing drive. Yep. It would just march down the field.
Bearcats go 3 and out, and Hot Springs takes that first possession, just marches down the field. Let's see if this Bearcat offense can answer right here.
And I think they'll take a few things from that first drive where they were filling things out, and they'll put together a drive right here, Clint, I think.
Hot Springs is a team that has always had the speed and size, good participation too. They've always had numbers, but they've taken it to a whole different level. And you've got to say this team is well coached now, and you hadn't always been able to say that. And they're a much more disciplined.
I think this coaching staff has been here maybe 3 straight years.
Mm-hmm. They've had a real problem with keeping folks. Bearcats back to receive. It's short. Looks like Colby Davis with the reception there. No, that's Caleb Peters. Caleb Peters receives it at the 25. Not able to get very much farther. out to the 30. The Bearcats will take over at their own 30-yard line here, 1st and 10. Take this time to thank another one of our sponsors, State Representative John Maddox, doing a great job for Polk Scott, Montgomery County. Get a chance to thank him. It's a huge responsibility, and I say this as a resident, not just the announcer. Just super thankful to have John Maddox representing us in Little Rock. I wouldn't tell him that to his face, though. Got twin receivers down at the bottom, split way out to the right. I believe that's Peters.
It's Kirkendall.
Motion. Okay, this is a quarterback sweep, and Austin Rose looking to get to the outside, tried to head fake him and get the edge. Probably should have just dove it down, and it's going to be a loss of about 5 on the play.
If he just takes the inside angle right there, he probably at least gets 1 or 2 yards instead of trying to bounce it out to the outside.
Boy, it looked like it really – I thought it might have been even more. It's almost like it looked so good he was wanting to go for broke there and get the big gain. Wasn't able to get outside. Great play by the corner. I believe it was a corner, or maybe it was an outside linebacker on that play. Going to bring up 2nd and 13. Bearcats back up a little bit there.
Whitehead stopped the clock for just a second here. I don't know what they're doing. Now they're over there looking at Trey Day for something.
He's talking to him about a block technique or something there. No, they're going to end up being an equipment issue, I think.
I guess they're holding it until he gets back on the field.
Boy, that's not not supposed to do that. Well, if it's a helmet issue, I know they have to set out a play. Very odd. Twins at the top of the screen. Bring Trey Day back out. He's lined up at the tight end. 2 tights, empty backfield. Austin Rose drops back to pass. It's a screen, and it is set up wonderfully. You got Jaden Felix out there. He stops and cuts to the inside, makes about 3 or 4 more. It's going to be enough for the first down, Anthony, and that's exactly what the Bearcats needed right there. Again, great call by the Bearcat coaching staff.
It was a great call because they were going to try to send a little pressure, and Hot Springs had their ears pent back trying to get after Austin, and it just opened up parting of the Red Sea right there for Jaden. And it wasn't a bad block out there from the receiver. He was trying to pick which side to go on, and if he'd have just picked one and went, I think he'd have picked up even more.
Quick throw out to the outside. Ball is tipped up in the air, and it's intercepted. Going to be down at the Mena 44-yard line. Very unfortunate. Ball came off just a touch high, and Caleb Peters goes up for it and bounces it right into the waiting cornerback's hands right there, and it's going to be a turnover. Hot Springs will take over in Mena territory.
Well,
that's tough.
Sure looked like that ball hit the ground, and he kind of trapped it there, but
he can't really tell on the delay here, but boy, that was unfortunate for the Bearcats right there. Hot Springs takes the field here for their second possession. Bearcats got a little bit going there with the first down, and just tough right there with the turnover.
Now your defense just got to stand up here, be strong. Look at the
reverse right here, and he's got a little bit of room to the Cody Bollmeyer gets a hand on him. He gets loose into the secondary, and he gets down all the way down to the Mena 10-yard line. Bobby Wallace comes all the way from the other side, knocks him out at the 10-yard line. Hot Springs is again here threatening. Bearcats are trailing 6-0.
A missed tackle. Had him in his grasp.
Yep. Cody Bollmeyer there was in. He was fighting off a blocker there too at the same time. That's a tough situation, but got to be able to make that play. It's one of the things that coaches show. Coach Bentley was talking about. The key to this team is tackling, and they do a good job of it. Single back for Hot Springs. Hot Springs taking over here first and goal. Hands it off up the middle, and he stopped for no gain on the play. You got Robert Lanier, the senior running back for Hot Springs. Looked like Yang was in there on the stop.
You know, over the years, watching this rivalry, it's been Hot Springs that's put the ball on the ground, thrown some interceptions that have aided Mena winning these games when they've been pretty solid matchups. Otherwise, we put the first fumble on the ground, so we let them drive down on the first drive. So we gotta put together a stop right here, Clint.
Been more penalty prone here as well tonight. Got stoppage of play, got a flag. We're taking a look at it here. Looks like the Hot Springs is backing up. It's going to be against Hot Springs. Probably going to be a 5-yarder. It sure is. So it's going to be second and goal from the 12-yard line. Hot Springs going with a no huddle, and that's going to slow them down a little bit. They were trying to really hurry up there and get going after that big play. Been slowed down here in the action. Spread formation. Quarterback drops back to pass. He's looking out in the flats. It goes with the swing pass. Bearcats try to close, and they do. Meet him right around the line of scrimmage. Going to be close to no gain.
That sure looked like it was going to go for a lot more than it did initially.
Great job of tackling.
Just kind of try to hit us like we did them with that little running back screen right there.
Really just a swing pass out there
Yeah,
as you're driving them back on you're trying to drive the secondary back with your route package and then swing it out to the outside. Don't know if that was called to him. I don't think it was.
Well, the only thing I was seeing why I thought it might have been a screen package because you had the three defensive linemen that were through there getting after the quarterback.
Got stoppage of play right here. Looks like it might be a timeout. Timeout, Hot Springs. Hot Springs takes a timeout on third and goal here from their own 12. And going to take a look at it. Coach didn't like what he saw. Let's thank another one of our sponsors, Nidec. Nidec, all for dreams. Tonight's game is brought to you by our friends at Nidec. And got lots of great things going on at Nidec. And always longtime supporter of Polk County and really part of the culture. Been there with us, I want to say, forever.
For day one?
Yep, they've been with us from day one here at the Bearcat broadcast. But, boy, they were here. Been here since the 50s, and huge part of Polk County.
Just the support they bring and what they employ.
Hot Springs coming out of the timeout here. Very balanced offense. Really, they look sharp from the quarterback position. Hot Springs has really hurt us with the scramble. Bearcats have been able to get pressure on him, Anthony, but it's almost too direct. This time it's a quick throw. They're going to throw it up. It's a jump ball situation, and they're going to call pass interference, Anthony.
I was sitting there looking at that and thinking that could be a possibility.
Yep. It wasn't really the contact, is the fact that he never found the ball. Keeps running on that same track. And, boy, the Bearcats with a great opportunity to try to get Hot Springs off the field there, maybe hold them to 3. And this is going to give them a first down, half the distance. And it's going to be first and goal from the 6-yard line. Really heartbreaking right there.
Was in position there to make a good play. Just didn't get his head around to see the play, see where the ball was, and when the receiver jumped back to make a play on the ball, a
lot of times it's just a 50-50 decision. He just turned his head wrong, and if he'd have turned it the other way, he'd have probably found it. Drop back to pass again.
False start on the offense.
So
Hot Springs is doing all they can to
Yep.
push themselves back. We just got to take advantage of that.
Oh, that's right. It's not an automatic first down on that. Boy, I thought it was.
I did too.
Boy, this should be second down. This should be second down right here because that's a first down. It's interesting because they've got first down on the clock, but they're indicating third on the marker. He drops back to pass again. He's looking for that crossing route again. He flushes out to the outside, finds a man. He's open. Touchdown. Great play by the quarterback. And he really, you don't say he could have picked it run or pass, but because the secondary was closing right there. But as that backside route dragging across right there, he just came loose right in between two linebackers or linebacker and a safety. And, boy, unfortunate. Unfortunate for the Bearcats. And
your outside contain right there, Clint, just did
it's the third time
sucking in and not playing their position.
He's got to run. You got to attack that outside in because we're getting pressure. We really are getting good pressure. I mean, and that's what's really been the story of the game so far is Schuler bouncing that thing out to the outside when they need it.
Yes,
because they've converted 2 third downs, really keep drives going, and then right there. Really put pressure on the secondary. They were having to make a choice, either let him run in or going to have to leave somebody open. That's really unfortunate. Take time for this break in action to thank another one of our sponsors, University of Arkansas at Rich Mountain. Great things going on at the University of Arkansas Rich Mountain, and thank them for helping with this broadcast. Wonderful education opportunities. Really huge news when it was announced that you could get any 2-year degree and
transfer to the big school
or any of the schools here in the University of Arkansas system and at the same tuition rate. So that really has helped a lot of Polk County residents. Kick is up. It's going to come down at about the 20. Again, Caleb Peters with the ball, and he tries to bounce it out to the outside, makes a man miss, turns on the Jets. This time, better return, and we got another flag.
I think you're going to have a face mask or personal foul, face mask.
Face mask, good call. I did not see that. Anthony now has better eyes than me, evidently. You've always had glasses, haven't you?
Not till I turned 41.
Oh, man.
The day I turned 41, it's like my eyes, I couldn't see anything up close.
Man, I think we could have a whole broadcast just talking about getting old. I think that would make good television.
Good television?
I think everybody at home would love to hear about our ailments. No, Mary does not agree. Nobody wants to hear. How about that ragweed?
It stinks too.
Bearcats advance it as a personal foul version, so 15 yards. And that really best field position here of the night for the Bearcats. Really need to get something going, trailing 13-0 here in the first quarter.
Yeah, they've got to get a score here pretty quick, Clint, and keep themselves in this game.
Austin Rose, quick throw out, go right back to Caleb Peters. Caleb tries to make a man miss and unable to. Going to be a quick gain of 1. Really had him outnumbered that time. Travis Thrukill out there on the outside with him. And that's always the key to that play is what kind of a block does a wideout get. And but that time Travis was outnumbered. He can only get one of the 3.
He got a good block, but
yeah.
Hot Springs showed their speed on the defensive side and the secondary because last week that play would have gone for 15 yards.
It did. And twice for touchdowns, yeah.
And this week you're gonna have to be quicker on it.
Austin Rose drops back to pass. That was a quarterback. No, it wasn't. He was just facing the pressure so fast, and that was just a jailbreak coming from both tackle spots. And that Hot Springs defensive line just took over right there for that play. Loss of about 8, going to bring up 3rd and 8 on the play. Bearcats are pushed back to their own 42-yard line. 3rd and 18.
So that was And that was your left tackle right there, which, if I remember right, just a rewatch this so I can. Yeah, you had both guys on that left side of the line, the tackle and the guard, both whiffed on their men, and pressure was there. That defensive end for Hot
Boy, it
Springs,
happened so fast.
He did a spin move and just grabbed a hold of Austin's jersey. So he had some hand strength right there to just throw him to the ground by his
big
jersey.
time.
And Austin's a pretty good-sized kid.
Very strong, very strong. You know, we talk about it, his short game, that it's converted to a lot of yards, but they have not thrown deep as much, but he has been extremely accurate, very good throwing the thing and attacking downfield as well.
They're going to struggle tonight being able to get the balls down the field on completions if they don't do a little better job up front, and that's been the strength of these first 2 weeks of the year. But tonight's game's being brought to you in part by Shelter Insurance Agent Talissa Montgomery. Shelter Insurance. Let us shelter you from the storm. I say Talissa's going to shelter you from Clint's storm.
That's right. I don't ever bring any storms. Well, we definitely got a lot uglier tonight on the camera crew. We lost.
Lost Talissa?
I'm supposed to say that. Brian's very pretty, but I can't admit that. It's going to be a reverse action, boy, and Jaden Felix just misses his footing right there, but there was a Hot Springs player coming in his face. They were ready for that.
You had a pull and tackle right there that's supposed to pick that guy up, and he just ran past him.
Totally missed, didn't he?
Just missed completely.
Going to bring up 4th and long. Bearcats are going to have to punt it away again. The Bearcats able to get 1 first down here. Boy, and the pressure coming up the middle right there. That snap was just a little bit high. Bearcats are saved by this penalty right here. If that hadn't have happened, maybe it was offsides.
Right now we're just not blocking anybody up front, but it's going to be false start.
Going to back up. Saved by a false start. The Hot Springs Trojans just teed off on that snap. Austin Rose punting. This one's going to be high and very short. Going to call a fair catch. It's loose, and Caleb Peters is going to come up with the ball. Caleb Peters with the ball and the Bearcat turnover. They're going to take over on the Hot Springs 45-yard line, and they get the turnover back, and it was very timely, Anthony.
Best offensive play we've had tonight.
Bearcats with 1 first down tonight.
It's definitely going to be the best starting position for the night.
They've just had a hard time getting it going so far. It's a bad sign, that pressure coming from up the middle, because that's something the Bearcats have been, up to this point of the season, they've been very effective. Looked like it's a toss to Brown.
That was Blake Brown.
Blake Brown with the toss. I think that was a double pass, because we were pass blocking.
But there again, your left tackle was just getting whooped on the outside.
Yep. That's tough. Boy, they have Hot Springs is, in a way, they're pinning their ears back right now. Maybe a Bearcat sensing that, going with the 2-back look right here. They're going to attack it right at the middle. Ball's on the ground. Jaden Felix with the fumble, and the Bearcats turn it right back over. Boy, and had that ball not come loose, I think what Jaden saw right there was open field and got excited and let that ball hang down there too low, because he gets past that, and, I mean, he's still going.
He broke free one arm tackle right there, and then there was daylight on the other side.
He let that ball kind of came down as he came free from that first tackle, and then it was open away from his body, and another defender came in there and knocked it down. Boy, that's unfortunate. Bearcats, another turnover here. Hot Springs going to take over on their own 42, and the Bearcats haven't been able to stop them here yet. Twins at the top of the field, play action. He's looking deep, got the post. It's laid in there, picked off.
It's intercepted.
They're going to call that incomplete. They're saying that it bounced.
I didn't see a bounce. Did you?
I think Caleb thinks it bounced. I'm just reading his body language there, and he's not arguing with it. But sure, I just didn't see it bounce. It looked to me like it was good.
He's got to sell that a little better.
Yeah, got to at least sell us because we're easy. 2nd and 10. Hot Springs goes for the shot. This time they hand off, and Bobby Wallace meets it there in the hole, crushes down from that outside. He stops him for no gain. Going to bring up 3rd and 10.
And that's kind of the play that they've been kind of hurting us with right there. Bobby trying to fall down inside too much and letting them bounce it around. That time he kept him inside him and still made the play.
Tell you what, that last play was impressive coverage because you're talking about a great route and a great throw by Schuler, and Bearcats were able to cover. This time they got pressure. He rushes up the middle. The quarterback is free, gets close to midfield, and he has got wheels. Wow. That time we rushed him really perfectly. Everybody kept a lane, and he's able to step up and run into the pressure, and that's tough.
That's a kid that there's going to be a holding, I think, against Hot Springs that's going to knock them back. But Isaac Schuler's a kid that we've played a lot of baseball with over the summer times with both Sam and Connor, and it's he's got decent speed. He's got a good arm on him, and
was he there last year?
He was.
Okay.
Yes, he started for Hot Springs since his freshman year.
Okay.
Which this will be his senior year.
Boy, he's just steadily progressed because he wasn't that accurate of a thrower there at the very beginning, and boy, he sure looks good tonight.
So that brings up with the hold there. That brings up 3rd and 15?
3rd and 15. So, boy, and you got to hold your breath right here because this is an explosive Hot Springs offense. Bringing pressure from the outside, Colby Davis hems him in.
Yes, sir.
Boy, just adding that extra linebacker, by sending Colby. And you can tell Colby didn't just pin his ears back and go. He was kind of containing him. And they played good team defense right there because everybody stayed in their lane.
Didn't get out of control with the rush. They all whipped their man at the line of scrimmage, and then Colby was there to clean up the tackle.
Great job.
Colby's a kid. If he gets his hands on you, you're not getting through him.
He is a strong, athletic kid. Got a timeout here by Hot Springs. Hot Springs will take a timeout, and the Bearcats look like we're going to force a punt here.
Going to force a punt, but tonight's game's being brought to you by Baywash Car Wash in Mena. At Baywash, we take pride in your ride. And we got to throw in the U-Lockets, right?
Yes, right.
We've tended to throw those to the wayside.
They won't sponsor us anymore. They're pretty fickle people.
Oh, Lordy.
Gary Brazil says we sound good all the way in Greenwood.
All the way in Greenwood.
I didn't know the internets went that far.
It's just now made it to Mena.
Sometimes I wish that was the case.
Yeah.
It'd be easier to raise kids, wouldn't it?
You dang right.
Go outside and play. 4th and 20. Snap is back. Boy, and he's lined up way back there. Boy, great looking punt. That thing turns over, and it takes a big Hot Springs bounce, and it is really they're going to flip the field on us here big time, all the way back to the Mena 24-yard line. So
we got a much-needed stop defensively right there, Clint. And
offense looks like we're showing some signs of life, but we've got to hold on to the ball. Got to hold on to the ball. A couple turnovers.
You got a fumble, you got an interception, and we're not built for that. So
no, not at all.
Not many teams are, but so you got 8:45 to go here in the second quarter.
Got a timeout on the field. No, timeout Hot Springs. Hot Springs going to take a timeout right
That's
here.
their second one.
Yes. take this time out to thank another one of our sponsors, a very important one. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Mena Ford. For a look at the complete Ford lineup, see Mena Ford on Highway 71 North in Mena. Mena Ford is well represented on this broadcast.
Well, we'll just say represented.
Okay. Well, she's here, so.
Yeah.
Katie's running the camera.
Oh, yeah, that's I forget about that aspect of it.
You forgot about that? Don't say that, Anthony.
Not really, baby.
You got to show appreciation. She's right down there. She can hear us. They're far enough away from us this week they can't hit us, though.
They can't slap us.
They can't slap us. I called Brian ugly, though, and he's fast.
Faster than either one of us.
Faster than us. I guess that doesn't mean much, does it? 1st and 10 here. Bearcats taking the field.
He may not be able to keep up with Tripper anymore. But
no, I guarantee he can't. There's not very many people that can. Boy, that'd be something you could sell tickets to if Tripp does something wrong and Brian has to chase him. What kind of odds you give that?
Yeah, that'd be good.
You have to just let him go till he got hungry.
Because he ain't going to tire out.
He's not going to tire out. He'll get hungry eventually.
Now let's see if the offensive line can step solid up here and get some pressure on the defense and hold them out, and let's complete a couple of these balls down the field.
A lot of times when you get pass happy like we've been here early, that defensive line pin their ears back, and then they're not worried about the running lanes and run responsibility, and it makes it a lot harder to block for the pass. You could see we kind of shifted and started attacking with the run game a little bit. Looks like bringing another.
We come out of the timeout and we didn't have but 10 people on the field.
They don't have. We'll wonder if there's an injury there. Jaden Felix sitting out there. They got Colby at that fullback. His play action, quick throw out to the outside. Boy, incomplete, and you don't see that very often.
Caleb's typically, if the ball hits his hands, he's going to come down with it. But I think he had his eyes up, looking down the field, trying to see a little green grass in front of him, and
because you know it wasn't fear.
No,
he's not going to drop it.
It's not fear.
No. 2nd and 10. That kid will go in the middle of. He'd go in the middle of a minefield and go get a ball.
Go get me that, Caleb.
Yep.
Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah. 2nd and 10. Bearcats behind in the count here. Going to bring. Got that bunch formation on the right, or wad, as Coach Horton calls it. Quick hit on the outside there. Going to not bring up much. And again, we're in that 3rd and long situation.
Just nothing there. The quickness of Hot Springs here on defense is what's really giving us fits here.
Really is team speed and just playing with a lot of discipline here, and that's an aspect we hadn't really gotten used to seeing that from Hot Springs. Got trips at the top of the field. You're in a 3rd and long situation. Rose back to pass. This time he floats it, looking to the outside. Double coverage. Travis intended for Travis Thrillkill, and the two Hot Springs defenders hit each other. That looked like it could have easily been another turnover. Going to bring up fourth down. Again, the Bearcats going to have to punt.
But the big question there was the jailbreak from the defensive line. They just came right on through. We're not giving them any resistance right now. Austin's having to throw off his back foot and not be able to step into any throws.
Those are 4 impressive bodies on that Hot Springs defensive line. 4th and 10, Austin Rose back to punt. Bringing pressure there from the outside. Austin gets it off, and this time it's a good-looking punt. Angles it towards the sideline. It comes back, takes a Mena bounce.
Going to get a little better bounce on that one.
Yep. Good flip of the field there. Going to net about 45 yards on that punt.
We'll take that every punt.
Hot Springs take over on their own 35-yard line.
Well, now you got your defense has got to step up here. You can't let them score another one driving down the field and end the quarter here. So offensively, you still feel like we're going to find some answers here coming into the game, but you don't want to spot them such a lead that you can't come back from. Right now, 13 points, you can manage that.
Yep, absolutely. They got to find a way to manufacture some points here. But after those first two possessions, Mena's been able to come up with some stops on a turnover and a forcing a punt, quick throw, and Schuler again with the connection, missed tackle. Great throw and catch there by Hot Springs.
Just a little quick slant.
Yep. No huddle again. They throw it quickly out to the other side. He finds the edge there, but it closes down before he can turn the corner. But it's going to be about a 7-yard gain. Hot Springs is really taking a bet. Boy, great spot. He stepped out of bounds a couple yards before that. But going to be 2nd and 1. Hot Springs hurries to the line of scrimmage. This time they hand it off. Colby Davis jets out there and drops him for – it's going to be about a 2-yard gain. We got a flag.
The flag is because we platooned quite a few kids in, and Trey Day was jogging off the field and didn't get off fast enough.
Call's going to be against Mena. Boy, you got to hurry right there. Going to walk off 5 against the Bearcats. Going to give Hot Springs had the first down anyway. Not much of a effect right there, but Hot Springs offense, when they get rolling, they're definitely wanting to push tempo, aren't they?
They definitely are.
Down at the 29 of Mena. Schuler drops back to pass. He's looking at the post. Incomplete. They're kind of running 2 guys in the same area, and you can definitely see why they like that vertical package, don't you? Because, boy.
They had beat us deep. If he had been a little bit more accurate with that one.
Got to wonder if somebody didn't bust a route, because you normally wouldn't want to see 2 guys meeting deep right there.
Hey, I'll tell you a kid that we hadn't called his name out tonight, and I assume he's not playing, is Evan Graves.
That's right. I think he is down. Missed tackle there on the outside. Got a flag on the play.
I think the ball was on the ground. Looks like Hot Springs came up with it, but waving it off.
Wave it off. He threw that down immediately, so some sort of procedure he talked himself out of.
I thought there was a lineman down the field.
Bring up 3rd and 3. Running the option right here. He pitches it out the outside. He's got some room, and he does get the first down. Going to be a gain of about 6 on the play. 1st and 10. Hot Springs on the move. They're in the Bearcat red zone here. Bearcats trailing 13-0.
And they're just marching right now.
Bearcats able to generate stops against Hot Springs the last 3 possessions, and this time Hot Springs is marching down the field, snaps high, pulls it down. Akeem shakes and bakes right there, boy, and that's what they said. Coach Bentley said keep an eye on that kid.
He's going to run right through an arm tackle. If you're going to try to grab him with a hand, it's not going to happen.
It's going to be quick snap, and it's no huddle. They're definitely pushing tempo, and it is really challenging the Bearcats here. Bearcats down 19-0. Hot Springs just took over right there after the Bearcat punt and marched it right down the field from their own 25-yard line. Great drive by Hot Springs, and Bearcats now in a position where they have to answer, see if they can come up. Hot Springs is trying for the extra point.
Just defensively, we're being a little bit undisciplined a little bit here.
Yeah. When then they're, Hot Springs making some plays.
And they're making some plays.
Yep. Making some plays. And
but one misstep.
The secondary has really been pressured here and played well as far as covering that deep ball because that looks deadly. They haven't connected yet. And but boy, Way Schuler's dropping it in there, and these impressive Hot Springs receivers, the secondary's done good holding that. But Bearcats really haven't been able to tackle as well tonight. That's kind of the story. You're getting some contact there early and just not able to wrap it up.
The inability to finish a tackle is there's 2 touchdowns that have scored just strictly off of that.
Hey, boy, you like to have those first few possessions back because we're getting good pressure. That particular possession, they were able to offset it with a lot of running on that possession. But the times before that, we were getting really good pressure and just taking bad angles, and Schuler slipped out. The squib kick, it's going to be caught clean. That's Kirkendall. Sweeps it up, but he is stopped immediately about the 40-yard line.
So you're going to have good starting field position here.
Big night tonight, folks on the chat. Keep us posted on that Greenwood Northside score. Huge game. Arkansas high school football. That's a rivalry game if there ever was one. Trips at the top of the field. Bearcats trying to get going here from their own 40, 1st and 10. Austin back to pass. This time he finds a man. It's the stop route, and that's Travis Thrill.
Just found the empty spot in the zone right there and just hit him in it.
Catch brought to you by Arvest Investments. Travis just doesn't bother catching it if it's not a first down.
Every single one he's caught is.
Don't dial him up if you don't want a first down. I believe we got a touchdown, too, last week, didn't we?
I think you did.
You say Travis's money. Bearcats cross midfield here. Getting something going here offensively. In motion, do that spin. This time Austin keeps it, and he's loose in the secondary. Big gain, and that's what we were looking for. They're calling it the spin offense, and I forget the package they call it. But
they had slipped Gabe Cochran in there at offensive.
They sure did. They sure did. That was Gabe Cochran. We see Austin standing up over there. Boy, you got to hope not an injury situation. Ball's on the ground, and that's a bobbled snap. And if you're going to try to – I think Gabe was going to throw it that time. Looked like it. Looked like there was a –
Caleb was out there. And
he was outside release and looks like he was driving deep. Wow.
Now Austin just came back into the game here.
You're in a third down situation. It's good to see him being back. And they're going to try that. The coach has said at the beginning of the season they're going to try to mix in Gabe. I'm calling it the spin package because I don't remember what the correct term is. Play action to throws that spot up route out there, and it's a nice 8-yard gain, going to get close to the original line of scrimmage. Bearcats shooting themselves in the foot almost every possession. You got to getting penalties and turnovers.
You think this is probably definitely 4-down territory right here, where if you do fall short picking up the first down right here, then you know you're fixing to go for it again here on 4th down. So
Hot Springs on that short side of the field is given a big cushion, so it looks like we've been trying to take advantage of that. Austin drops back. He runs out of the pocket. He throws it deep. Got a man right there, and that is Caleb Peters. Great play by Austin Rose because he gathers his body up there and throws it across the field, and he knows, got the wherewithal to know that he's got there's no help on the inside right there, so he can kind of float it up. And a great play by Austin Rose there. The Bearcats are threatening here at the Hot Springs 8-yard line, trailing 20-0. But great play right there by Austin Rose.
Austin kind of flowed away from the pressure right there, and then Caleb just kind of sat there in the open part.
The handoff up the middle and try to make some hay in the middle of the field right there, and that's something we got to try to make happen.
I guess he got back to the original line of scrimmage.
Going to have a personal foul call here. It's getting a little bit chippy back there. Interesting to see who this is on. There wasn't any contact, but there's definitely probably words being involved. Words are involved, obviously. Looks like it's going to go against the Bearcats. The explanation is going to the Mena staff. Boy, and that's tough. That's where you got to keep your head.
I hadn't heard what they hadn't.
That's going to be a 15-yarder personal foul. They haven't made the call yet or a signal, but got to think that's what it's about. Boy, that's rough. That is rough. You go right there threatening.
Oh, it's just a 10-yard.
10.
So now you're 3rd and 20.
No. Yeah, it is. Just 10 yards. I have no idea. No signal from the referees. Another penalty. Boy, we're having a flag about every 3 plays. We're getting a flag out here.
You know, we executed so well in the first game and without a whole lot of penalties. Really didn't have a whole lot the last week either.
First 2 games. Bearcats just really shooting themselves in the foot. Boy, now you just hoping to run some time off the clock. And, of course, you're 3rd and goal now. Don't have a chance for any first down, so Hot Springs will get the ball with plenty of time to push it. Spread formation, 3rd and goal here. Bearcats maybe get in field goal range here. Again, there's going to be a timeout, Bearcats.
You saw Coach Dover over there doing calisthenics trying to
get the timeout. You might as well not leave them. I think the Bearcats take their 2nd timeout of the half. We'll take this chance to thank one of our sponsors. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Union Bank of Mena, Mena's locally hometown bank, hometown banking at its best. And they are at their best there at Union Bank of Mena.
They do a lot to serve the schools, the community, and try to be very involved.
Bearcats trailing 20-0 against Hot Springs Trojans. Hot Springs has been very sharp tonight, and Bearcats got a lot of mistakes. You got to say, I mean, it's not been a just a physical overpowering that's happened. It's really just been a lot of mistakes happening by the Bearcats, and Hot Springs have had their miscues as well. He's just been able to make more plays. Those first 2 drives with Schuler doing it with his feet, keeping drives alive. Austin's back to pass. He throws over the middle. Could have been dangerous right there. Falls incomplete, intended for Caleb Peters.
But there again, you had guys coming free off the line of scrimmage.
Going to be 4th and goal by the Bearcats. Don't run. The bad news is you don't run much time off the clock. 2:26 left to go in the half.
And this has been the best chance for a score for the Bearcats here tonight.
Yes, get it down to the 8-yard line and proceed to back it up from there. Get trips to the left. He's looking at the single matchup side. He's got Trey Day and just overthrown to the outside.
Trey released to the inside,
yep.
And he was throwing it to the outside. And I believe that's a mistake by your receiver out there.
Boy, he was open in the middle, though. He was definitely open right there. If he could have seen it, if it was an adjustment.
Austin released the ball before he broke to the inside.
Okay.
So that's why he looked so wide.
He'd already started tracking the ball.
Yes. And it was a good thought because you go for a jump ball to your tallest receiver.
Definitely a good call right there because he got him matched up single coverage. He didn't have any help out there. Now the Bearcats with 2:20 left. Hot Springs takes over on their own 25. Schuler back to pass. He's going to take off up the middle, and he's got space. He's taking off towards the outside. He's loose in the secondary, and this is going to be called back. You're going to have a penalty at the 40-yard line of Hot Springs. And this is definitely coming back here, folks.
I thought they could have called a holding on Yang right there. At the line of scrimmage, but they didn't call that.
Another great run by Schuler, and he's made it happen with his feet here tonight. He's a good-looking athlete.
So they're going to pick up enough for the first down, and then...
Was that his dad you were talking to?
Yes.
Before the game? Yeah. He's on the staff, right?
Kind of. Yeah. He does a lot for him.
10-yard penalty. Evidently the spot of the foul was around the 50. Hot Springs with the ball at the 40. And they've run 10 seconds so far. First and 10. Hot Springs with one timeout. Schuler drops back to pass. This time he's wrapped up, and I believe that's Bobby Wallace. No, it's not. That
Jordan
is
Roberts.
Jordan Roberts. Colby Davis there as well.
But that sack there happened, although we got good pressure up front, but you had great coverage on the backside of the defense right there. He had nowhere to go with the football.
He was not able to just take it and get rid of it on time, was he? Going to be a loss of about 5 on the play. Bearcats need a hold here. 2nd and 15. This time he lets go of it on time. It's complete. Decent coverage. You know, that's just difficult. You got those skinny routes right there and get him right behind the linebackers and gets rid of it right before.
Looks like Caleb Peters maybe got the air knocked out of him right there.
I hope that's what it is. I'm seeing him keep that leg limp. Got to hope he's going to be okay. Now they're reaching down there for the leg. Boy, that is unfortunate. Got to hope he's okay right there. He comes in and meets him from the safety spot.
You kind of had it underneath and over the top there, and I couldn't really see. Did he just kind of roll up on it, maybe turn his ankle? Or
it looked to me like, if anything, it was the other leg, but they're working on his left knee.
I think he just kind of rolled up on it. He's walking himself off the field right here. And got a little limp to him, but
got to hope he's okay. Boy, he's a super important part of this Bearcat offense. He seems to be walking a little better every step he's taking here.
Yes. I think he just it was just kind of awkward. That ball dropped over the top of Felix, and he came in from the backside behind it and just kind of caught him awkwardly. So you're going to trot Austin in here to play safety for Caleb here.
Minute 12, Hot Springs still with their timeout. Schuler orchestrating a drive here. He had 2:20 from his own 25. One timeout, looking for a quick throw. Hot Springs gets a good gain right there, and they don't get him out of bounds.
Yeah, it wasn't a smart move on the receiver there. He stayed in bounds. Clock's going to keep running. It's going to stop for a second for the first down mark, but
going to cost him about 20 seconds right here.
should be a false start on the offense.
Boy, they got that thing launched in a hurry. They spotted it. Almost tried to go too fast that time. Going to be 1st and 15. They're going to wind the clock right away here. They're saving that timeout. Hot Springs on the Bearcat 33 now after the penalty.
Well, given a big cushion on that receiver, they're trying to hit quickly and
got help over both sides of the field. Try to drive it in the gap. Great throw by Schuler again.
had two Bearcats right there around him. Just a good, accurate pass.
Again, they go quickly. Schuler pulls it down, and he's got room again. He fakes left and right, steps out of bounds. Hot Springs still with a timeout, 19 seconds left in the half. Bearcats are not able to slow him down. Hot Springs is deadly in this mode, attacking downfield like this.
First down.
Schuler has definitely been sharp.
With the throws and his legs. I mean,
Yep.
The legs is really what's hurt us more so than the
Up
throwing.
until this point, yeah. Bearcats have had really good coverage. Bearcats hoping for a turnover right here. Schuler, this time it was, I think that was a called quarterback. And the ball's on the ground. It looks like the Bearcats might have it, Anthony.
I think we do. Yes, sir. We got the ball.
Yep. They're going to give Bearcats ball. Bearcats will take over here.
That was your senior center playing a little nose guard, playing a little
Huge
defensive
break
tackle.
for the Bearcats right there.
Jet Baber coming up with that.
Coming up with
fumble recovery.
They have called it for Mena, and Bearcats will take to the field with 13 seconds, and they'll be happy to get out of here, trailing 20 against the Hot Springs Trojans, and it's been all Hot Springs on the scoreboard here tonight. Bearcats have not been able to get anything going offensively.
No flow offensively at all.
No.
The speed is really hurting them. That Hot Springs possesses defensive speed.
7-yard line will be 1st and 10.
Austin Rose back there at quarterback, and they're going to hand off to Felix. Felix carries the ball upfield, going to be a gain of about 6. Clock's ticking down here, and the Bearcats are going to head in there at halftime. And, boy, it has been a penalty-filled first half. And should we make up numbers?
Coaches, offensively, we just don't have a whole lot to give.
No.
The yardage that we have gotten has been a lot of penalty-aided. We've connected on a couple passes down the field, but, man, the story's been Hot Springs defense just being able to shut us down.
Not able to go to that side-to-side game and then make something happen. And the Hot Springs has that team speed. They're able to run side-to-side with their linebackers and really stop that part of the Bearcats' attack and really forcing us to go downfield and haven't really gone to the running game as far as consistently yet here, but you can't think with the performance of the Hot Springs front seven, we're going to have to find a way to throw it downfield, a combination, and able to start getting this Bearcat offense on the board. And it's something that we can definitely do.
For me here, Clint, this first half, the story's been the key defensive guys that are out with either sick or concussions, and then the offensive linemen that are out right now. And those are really coming back to bite us right this minute. The lack of depth is really showing up.
You're missing that quality there as well as the number because you're missing Brotherton there on the offensive line, and that's somebody that could really help you. Take this time to thank one of our sponsors, Gentry Chevrolet, wishing the Bearcats a healthy and winning season. Come see us in DeQueen for all your Chevy needs. Pickup and delivery is available to our Mena customers. Thank the folks at Gentry for being a part of this broadcast. This is our second year. See, I don't believe doesn't look like the Bearcat band traveled for this game.
Yeah, they did.
They did? Okay. That's right. They were unloading right in front of us.
Yep.
They have the black shirts on. This is the portion of the broadcast where if you had a good broadcast, we'd bring you stats, but Anthony's not able to count that high.
I've only got 5 fingers, and there wasn't a whole lot of offensive output there.
We'd almost be able to count the output with 5 fingers. You should have 5 on each hand, but we won't talk about that. But Bearcats not able to get a lot going here offensively, and then defensively, first couple drives that Hot Springs scored on, really the story of those is Schuler making plays with his feet, and honestly the last one as well. Schuler works out to the outside, is able to gain some space and drop that thing in the middle, and he's been extremely sharp here tonight. 3-4 year starter here for Hot Springs. And here we'll give you guys a chance to not listen to us and listen to the sights and sounds of the Bearcat Marching Band.
Mena Public Schools presents with pride the Mena Bearcat Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Charles Morgan and Tyler Huntington, and under the field direction of senior drum major Annika Thompson. This year's marching show is The Music of Motown. Tonight's opener is I Want You Back by the Jackson 5. The band finishes its halftime show with Papa Was a Rolling Stone by the Temptations. Bearcat Marching Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the field, your Hot Springs Trojan Marching Band. Let's put our hands together for the Hot Springs Trojan Marching Band. Trojan Touchdown Club would like to thank the following sponsors: the Floor Store, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Pirates Gold Mini Golf, First Security Bank, Ruffers Construction, Comstock Financial, Raymond James, Sam's Club of Hot Springs, Southern Bancorp, ABC Supply, Phil and Cox, Hot Springs Funeral Home. Thanks for supporting our Hot Springs Trojans. Let's welcome back to the field your Hot Springs Trojans.
And we're back here, folks, for second half action. We're a couple minutes here away from kickoff here in the second half. And Bearcats trailing 20-0 and been all Hot Springs here the first half. Bearcat offense not able to get anything going. And first two possessions here by Hot Springs, really, they just dominated, went right down the field, Anthony. The story of those drives, really the feed of Sheeler. I forgot his I've been butchering his name all night, but I don't know if there's any Hot Springs people watching that care, so whatever. But he's really been sharp tonight. And then after that, he really took over through the air, and the Bearcat defense has played well at times, but not able to make key tackles.
Just the Hot Springs' ability to run through the Bearcat tackles. Two of their scores were, we thought we may have had him down for a minimal gain, and he pops out the back end where we didn't even tackle him and runs for a touchdown.
One of the things that you noticed there at halftime was we're missing one of the linebackers that thought was going to be back, and we should have noticed is huge loss is Graves.
Because he gives you that extra ability to cover some receivers, also as well as his instincts on the
just a premier athlete.
Just the athletic ability that he gives and the instincts that he has to go attack some of these plays and make the tackle. He just doesn't miss many tackles.
Got a barn burner at Greenwood tonight. They're leading Northside 14-13. And Greenbrier on top of Arkadelphia 35-20 at half. And Greenbrier looks like they've got it rolling again. A lot of action going on here. Arkansas high school football. Any of you folks on the stream, feel free to hit us on the chat with any scores or anything.
I was just sitting here looking. The Pottsville score tonight. It looks like they were up playing Charleston, and it's a 14-14 game in Charleston right now for Pottsville.
Okay.
I was looking at some of the scores from our 4-4A opponents, and that's the first one I've come up on so far.
Mena kicking off here for the second half. We're getting ready for action. Still showing on the clock. They're 2 minutes away from kickoff. Referees are holding up action here. They're ready to go, and it looks like they clicked on a fresh 2 minutes at halftime.
They
trying to get it corrected.
Added it to extra 2 minutes instead of.
We'll take this time to thank one of our sponsors, Smith Pallet. Smith Pallet, founded in 1949, serving customers throughout the South Central U.S. producing quality hardwood, softwood pallets. Smith Pallet Facilities right there for customer pickup, and they also offer delivery. And with that, it's an onside kick. Bearcats trying to get a spark right here.
And it was a pretty good one.
Boy.
There for a second, it almost looked like we slowed down a little bit going after that ball.
Maybe we didn't expect it. Boy, it was well done. He changed directions right at the last minute, and I'm sure that was Austin, wasn't it?
It was.
Austin, the kid that can do anything.
Yeah, Austin definitely gives you some options. But a good note here, I do see Caleb Peters back out there on the field to start.
Boy,
the
that is
half.
a good eye, Anthony. That's huge. Hot Springs going to the ground. They're trying to pound it. Safety comes up quickly, and that looked like it could have been a big gain. Great job by Cody Ballmeyer, and that looked like a big-time play.
Cody, that was a great stop by Cody right there. Otherwise, if he misses that tackle, he may still be running.
He closed in a hurry. If he could have squared up on him, that's one of those that Justin Dean plants him at 3 yards and drops him, but good job by Cody Ballmeyer. Play action. They're going down the field. Great throw again by Sheeler. In and out of the hands of the receiver.
Boy, he hit him in stride right there, too.
Man, he has just not missed on those. Bearcats playing it again with another flag. Golly. Unbelievable. Thrown in an area of the secondary, and Coach Bentley is not happy.
I think it's going against Hot Springs.
Huh. He should be happy. I'm obviously reading it wrong.
Ineligible man downfield.
Okay, gotcha. As Talissa says, I'm very bad at reading emotions.
So he
stay out of
declined that
business.
penalty to bring up third down here.
Whoa. Be a 5-yard penalty. Shows respect for this explosive Hot Springs offense. They want a chance to get them off the field here. Rather have that than the space. They're going to hand it off. He gets it to the edge. Golly, that is unfortunate right there.
There again, just reaching for the tackle instead of going to hit the man, and picked up an extra 6-7 yards right there.
Big gain by Hot Springs all the way down to the Mena 31, 32-yard line. Quick snap. Snaps a little high, and Dorsey again with the carry, and he's through the line of scrimmage clean. Bearcats getting pushed back a little bit now.
Kind of a quick snap. We were not set and ready defensively.
No.
They got to get themselves down and ready.
Hot Springs is going fast. 2nd and 1, gain of 9. Quick throw right there, and they're going to have a penalty. Going to be procedure number 9 down here on the bottom. Wideout took off early. A ton of penalties here. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7. Bearcats really need to come up with a stop here. They're able to do it on that last drive.
You know, and it's really been both sides. I mean,
yeah,
Mena and Hot Springs have had a lot of penalties tonight. Just Hot Springs has been able to overcome a few of theirs, and we haven't.
So explosive offensively. They hand off this up the middle. Dorsey still able to pick up about 5. Going to bring up 3rd and 3. Dorsey just very effective. Sub him out. Bring up the senior Robert Lanier. 3rd and 3. Bearcats need to come up with a play. 4 down linemen. They're walking Colby Davis down. Colby drops back. They're going to that option. Try to pick up the pitch man. They have him for a slight loss. Luckily, spins out of it.
Still didn't pick up a whole lot right there, Clint, but man, there again, just slipping off the tackle and letting him pick up an extra yard when you had him for a loss. But that's going to bring up a big 4th down right here. Bearcats need to stop. Defense needs to stand up and be strong right here.
Gabe Corcoran at that outside. He saw him out there at an outside linebacker spot.
Putting him in there, giving him a little bit more speed right there.
4th and 1, Hot Springs with 2 backs. Going to go right at it here. And Bearcats meet him at the line of scrimmage. He's able to push it forward for about a 3-yard gain. I said meet him at the line of scrimmage. They actually got pushed back a little bit. Hot Springs kind of taking over on the lines of scrimmage now at this point. Hot Springs able to get a first down, and they're right in the red zone here. Just inside, just right outside the 20, or on the 20. Hot Springs, this no-huddle offense, and they are going fast.
With that no-huddle, they're just putting that stress on the defense here.
Mm-hmm. Mena not able to bring the pressure. They throw it deep, and it is Caleb Peters with the interception.
Yes, sir.
And he definitely got both feet in, and that's what it means to have Caleb Peters in the game. He's going to come up with a play.
I believe that's going to be his second interception of the year.
It sure is, yes, sure is.
And he just let one slip through his hands earlier tonight, too.
Sure did, yeah. Bearcats have a great coverage scheme there tonight, and Hot Springs really doing their best to try to attack it and get back in behind it. A lot of vertical packages tonight. They're send a lot of guys up the field, and
you couldn't ask for a better start defensively. You had to get a stop. We've got to come out offensively and put some points on the board. We're going to call a timeout right here.
Timeout on the change of possession.
Yep, it is going to be Bearcat timeout.
Bearcat timeout on change of possession. That's tough. 9:46 left here in the third quarter. Bearcats with their first possession of the half.
Do got to mention Sterling. Don't forget them.
That's right. Sterling Machinery. Sterling Machinery, part of this broadcast, and great things going on out at Sterling. I had some questions about talking about their generator project and be looking for some construction, and they are looking for workers, and it's a great opportunity. And do your research on Edigen and their Microsoft-backed
Eric trying
generator.
to lead them down a new road, is he?
Leading them down the road, that's right. Eric's led me down some roads before, but we won't talk about that.
Those probably don't need to be talked about on the air.
Probably not. Probably not. I'll blame Eric for it anyway.
It's all his fault.
Spread formation. Bearcats going to start off with a pistol here, and that's not Felix back there, is it? Play action. Colby Davis, and boy, it looked to me like he got there early. They're not going to call it. Throw it to Travis. Thrill kill, and spotted up right there in the middle of the field, and contact was a little bit early, but called as a breakup here. Going to bring up 2nd and 10. Going to substitute.
You're going to bring Cochran in at quarterback right here and do a little bit more of that
spin
misdirection.
They've definitely made some adjustments because they're down there with 6 down linemen. And Gabe Corcoran spins and then heads right up the field. A lot of misdirection. It does remind you of Boonville kind of.
Yes, it does.
Because he takes off with his back to the line of scrimmage, and his first step is backwards, and then he flips around, and it's just open. Big gain on the play at 7. Going to bring up 3rd and 2. Make that gain of 8.
Trying to maybe get them to jump off sides right here. Pick up an easy first down.
Making a change last minute. It's time they tee it off, and it's play action. Gabe Corcoran slips. They're trying to go to the air right there and put some pressure on him deep. Boy, we had a lineman way downfield.
He was trying to get down
Wow.
because the pressure was right on top of him.
Boy, had a bust because that would have come back because you had a guy about 5 yards downfield, your left guard. Going to bring up 4th down. Bearcats go 3 and out here again, starting the second half. Austin Rose with the punt.
Going to get a good roll out of this one, too. That's almost a 50-yard punt right there, Clint.
50-yard punt. Boy, it takes a big Mena bounce. Going to flip the field, get it down to the Hot Springs 31-yard line. Hot Springs will take over, leading the Bearcats 20-0.
Well, we got the stop defensively on the first possession that we needed, and just the inability right now to do much offensively.
Hot Springs got the Twins at the short side of the field. They try that stretch play. Lanier on the carry. He's going to get about 4 on the
yards.
play. Yeah, still gets a decent gain. Hot Springs is able to get some push on the offensive line because the Bearcats were in position. They just got pushed back a little bit, and he's able to get over there and get a decent gain. That's the type of play you'd like to see, a stop or lost yardage. Again, they attack that line of scrimmage, and he bounces out. This time it's Akeem. He bounces out. He's into the secondary, tries to make a man miss, staying in bounds. Crosses midfield all the way down to the Bearcat 30, and that's going to be a big gain.
And they missed a big hold right up here about the 40-yard line. I couldn't tell who that was, but somebody just got.
Boy, that's rough. Again, they go with a quick snap. Hit the ground right there and staying with Dorsey on the ground. They pull him out right there.
But a 5-yard gain.
What a hold on
Yes.
the linebacker on that side. You're exactly right. Oh, my gosh, he tackled him.
Tackled him.
Tackled him. And he was the guy that would have made the play.
Yes, he would have.
Wow. Boy, and the ball almost comes out on Sheeler. Had a rough exchange in the backfield. Going to bring up 3rd and 3. Bearcat defense is reeling right here at this point. Boy, that's a rough miss right there. Right there in front of everybody. They just tackled, I believe it was Felix.
Yeah, I couldn't tell who it was, but it was definitely somebody should have seen that one.
Hot Springs making a change at the line. Time they hand it off. Great, boy, Trey Day with the wrap up there. And
or the lack
of wrap up. Got his hand on it and really stopped his forward momentum. Didn't get a hold of him. That's rough.
Had him stopped for a loss if he just holds on.
Sophomore running back breaks loose with a big, decent gain. Quick throw out to the outside, and they've got a block. Nice job on the tackle, but he had to come a long ways. Ballmeyer did on that.
The receiver's doing a heck of a job blocking Blake Brown. Blake Brown just can't get away from him, and Ballmeyer on the quick pass, he had to come a long ways to make that tackle, and he made a great open field tackle.
He sure did. He thought he might ought to break down right there, but he's able to make the tackle, not miss. A lot of times when you're going wide open at that, they can make you miss. Again, with a quick throw, they go back to the same play. They wrap him up right there at the line of scrimmage, but he drags them forward. It's going to be enough for a first down. Going to be 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
And we're just struggling to recognize that drop step you got to go attack that.
Got to go attack it. Go with that quick snap, and everybody stays still, and Sheeler just carries it into the end zone. And Bearcats are just reeling. They're having a hard time with this no huddle, and a lot of guys with their hands on their waist out there, and really done his job as far as wearing out this Bearcat defense. A lot of these guys playing both ways.
And that brings the score here in the third quarter down to 26-0. We'll see if we can get a little positive going here, and let's block this extra point.
5:28 left here in the third quarter, and extra point is up.
And looks good.
Looks good. So that takes the score 27-0. And, at this point, you just need something positive to happen for this offense. You got to just start with some first downs, Anthony.
Defensively, we got to get some breather here. We just keep struggling, and so with this change of possession, tonight's broadcast is being brought to you by Don's Easy Pay. Don's Easy Pay is a family-owned business for 38 years. They offer retail, rent-to-own, and 120 days, same as cash. They carry all major brands of furniture, appliances, and electronics, and are a self-serving dealer and do all the appliance work. Come to one of our 6 stores that serve 13 counties. Look to our new store in Boonville, Arkansas in 2021, which is up and going.
You still need to look for it, though.
Still got to look for it.
All right. Hot Springs getting ready here for the kickoff. 5:28 left in the third quarter. Hot Springs leading the Bearcats 27-0. Been all Hot Springs here so far. Of course, I remember a 34-10 halftime score, and the Bearcats come back to take the lead and then almost win it and lose on the last second Hot Springs field goal.
Yeah, that was back in 2012 or 13.
13.
It was just the year before we went to the state title game.
These are just rarely if ever a lopsided victories for either team. Blake Brown takes the kickoff, heads up the middle. Looked like he had a big gap right there. Closes up in a hurry, gets out to the 35-yard line. Tough night for the Bearcats, but Sandra Klein's still here. She says hi, guys.
Keeping us on our toes.
Keeping us on our toes. Anthony said he wants you to tell him if he's doing anything wrong. Okay, Sandra? Keep an eye on him. Not yet any score. There's been some fireworks in that D Queen Nashville game in the past. D Queen always seems like they're a heavy underdog, and they're able to generate some action.
Somehow they play pretty good.
Again, they're going with Corcoran there.
And positive gains.
Yep.
A good 5-yard pickup on first down right here.
Hot Springs is not having an answer for that spin and quarter QB dive right there.
Well, against that, you got to be pretty disciplined and not go with the eye candy that's back there floating around. You got to play your position and not get out of space.
Look like they're bringing some pressure up the middle this time to give it around to the outside, and Trace Huff just not able to get out there on that block. And who was that on the carry right there? I think that looked like it.
Number 3, Michael Escobar.
Okay.
Probably should have put his foot in the ground and cut inside that, and that would have set the block up for Huff.
Huff was doing the best he could to try to get out there, and not able to get out there on the man. If he'd have cut to the inside, giving him a chance to slow down that defender, maybe made a bigger gain. Going to be 3rd and 6. Play action. Believe there's a whistle on the play.
That's going to be a false start. I think our back that was coming around was in motion. Yep. He kind of hitched. He started and then stopped and then started again.
Be a 5-yard penalty, going to bring up 3rd and 11. Gabe got the Bearcats close to a first. Well, I say close. Got within 4 yards there, the first down, and marked backwards from that point. Going to be 3rd and 11. Got Gabe staying out there. Gabe's that level-headed junior quarterback. Again, with the spin, they try to get some room out to the outside. Got a flag, depending on the call right here.
I think there's going to be a face mask here.
Face mask, yeah. Personal foul variety, so it is going to be first down Bearcats. Bearcats able to move the ball with the yellow flag.
Via the penalty.
Yes. And we'll take it any way we can get it. Going to get another set of downs. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. If you get a chance, make sure that you click the subscribe button. We only need 5 more subscribers.
Keep clicking.
Yep. I'm kind of surprised. Don says we're only 5 away. It's been a while since we got one. First and 10. Gabe Corcoran with the handoff. It's going to be that sweep to the left, and he's got some room. Caleb Peters with the carry.
And that's what Escobar should have done right there on that last sweep. Is Caleb saw the inside lane, he hit it, and
cut it inside of him. Gave the blocker a better angle, didn't he?
Yeah, big 8-yard gain right there too on first down. So
first down, so 2nd and 2. Bearcats ahead of the sticks here. Hot Springs looks like they're bringing some pressure. This time they hand off on the reverse, and the blitz got to him. Boy, good job by Caleb Peters to try to fight back close to the line of scrimmage. Still going to be a loss of 1. Going to bring up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, kind of got whipped up front right there, Clint.
Looked like Hot Springs was bringing pressure, too. Missing 2 offensive linemen tonight and 2 linebackers. And missing Brotherton, of course, you're missing
We're
some
going to pick
more
up a
than
first
that.
down.
You're going to get another first down via the flag. And we will take it, needless to say. Bearcats moving the ball. It's got a couple first downs here. Down into Hot Springs, the Hot Springs 40-yard line. It's where they bring in Rose. See if Hot Springs isn't, they're not changing personnel. They do go to the 3-down lineman look. Look like they're bringing pressure. This time, boy, they miss with the pressure, and Austin Rose runs that version of that spin package. Austin Rose able to avoid the double linebacker blitz. They were coming right straight down at him, and able to avoid it. Nice gain by Austin Rose of 6 on the play. Going to bring up 2nd and 4.
And, I think in here, Clint, you kind of get them lulled into this right here, and then you're going to pop up and hit Caleb or Blake or Trey down the field here. Because they're thinking inside.
Got everybody matched up man on man out there. They're going to go right at it. Boy, and it's floated out there kind of soft, and it's almost intercepted. Well, that's one when it's man on man like that. You like to see that thing come out there hard, and Austin can place it on a dime. And he kind of laid that one out there a little bit soft, didn't he?
I don't know that it was that soft, but it just went right through Blake's hands. Blake kind of popped it up there.
You're right. He had a chance to get it.
A little bit alligator armed it right there and saw the pressure, saw the
I don't know that Blake's had a catch tonight, especially with those 2 explosive first games. Not able to come up with one there.
If he did come up with that one, that was going to be a pretty good gain right there.
Yeah. Turns around on that spin. Nice gain on the play by Felix.
That's going to be a first down.
Nice run right there because he's met at the line of scrimmage and drags him for 5 yards.
Jaden's playing tailback, but he's more of a fullback build, isn't he?
Yes. But, boy, he doesn't attempt a lot of elusive moves, but what he does do, it's effective.
Yes, he does. This is eating time off the clock, but we got to go down and get a score right here.
Bearcats giving the players that aren't playing both ways a rest. Spin again. This time they hand off to Caleb. Nothing there. Going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Just not able. Going to be a.
Let's see who gets in trouble. Going to be a verbal exchange down there. A little bit of trash talk.
Somebody was mouthing, just don't know which side they're going to call it on.
Personal foul on the Hot Springs. Going to be a 15-yarder.
This drive right here has been aided by a bunch of penalties, Clint.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
And it's going to be an automatic first down either.
Been the best offense for the Bearcats so far. Been the yellow flags. Going to take it down into the Hot Springs. This is the second time we've been down here to see if we can avoid backing out of it.
Well, they mark it just outside the 15.
No safeties down the middle of the field. Again, go with that spin. They throw it out there great. They had the screen set up, and Jaden Felix drops it right there, and that was Gabe Corcoran with the throw, and passes incomplete. And, boy, hate that for Jaden.
Jaden's been a kid that's caught a lot of those balls over the last 2 seasons.
Boy.
And typically on that, he just doesn't drop many.
Nope.
He was thinking about running before that ball hit him in the hands, I think.
Boy, and it was so open. Well set up, nicely called play. Going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Timeout, Hot Springs.
Timeout, Hot Springs. Hot Springs take a break right here. And we will as well. I'd like to thank one of our sponsors, Arvest Wealth Management. For any questions about your 401k, IRA, stocks, bonds, annuities, or rollovers, grow and protect your wealth. Contact Christopher Throkill for your investment needs.
Absolutely.
Cha-ching. 22 seconds left here in the third quarter. Mena with almost all of the time of possession in this half so far. And we're pretty much gathered up right here in this drive. And they're 3 and out in the initial possession. And but the Bearcats got to figure out a way to obviously score some points and stop them from scoring a bunch of times. And this is not the way to do it, to try to get 4 of them but the Bearcats are trying to catch their breath here with this pounding it on the ground. That's how they've done it in this drive. And but it's sure eating the time off the clock.
It's eating the time off the clock, but it's giving your defense a chance to rest over there.
Hot Springs is definitely committed because they're pulling their safeties down and they're just matched up man-on-man on the outside and look for them to attack. Austin Rose tries to do that spin and head down the middle, and he's not as successful. Be a gain of just a couple. Going to bring up 3rd and goal. Of course, it's 2 down territory. We just wonder what they could do as far as just popping up and hitting Trey because he's matched up man-to-man. He's got a 9-yard cushion. It's going to be the end of the third quarter. Bearcats take the long walk back all the way to this side of the field, Anthony. We're located on about the 35-yard line here in the press box.
We're going to have a little better view of it from this side.
Yep. We're located right behind your lovely camera persons. Is that what you're supposed to call them now?
Yes. At least one of them.
Yeah. Bearcats will take the field here for the final quarter of action, trailing Hot Springs Trojans 27-0. Bearcats not able to get on the board yet tonight. They have the ball. It's 3rd and 10 believe it is third and a full 10, isn't it? Yes.
It's third and a full 10, and you've got a down 4 scores. The only way to have a comeback is to start with the first one. So.
Yep. It's all got to start, doesn't it? It's 3rd and 8. We had chipped away at it a little bit there. Be interesting to see if the Bearcats go for the score here. Or again, boy, you got a big, tall kid up there at the top of the field. He's matched up man-to-man.
Well, man-to-man like that, you'd think Trey could beat him on a slant.
They reverse it, hand off to Caleb Peters, and Hot Springs is not fooled. He's sitting right there in his back pocket, and it's going to be a loss of 1 on the play, going to bring up 4th and 9.
And time's just chewing off the clock.
Mm-hmm. Travis Thrillkill comes in. Got 4 wide receivers, single back, Jaden Felix. Austin Rose drops back to pass, got pressure, and he goes down. I think he slipped right there, didn't he, Anthony?
They were bearing down on him. I mean, he had no time to set.
Be a turnover on downs. Hot Springs will take over at the 20. Again, the Bearcat offense is thwarted here, not able to find the end zone after moving it down the field.
And that drive was moved down the field on the ground and by penalties that you forced them.
Yeah, you're right. Very unfortunate. Got to take advantage of that. And Sheeler and this Hot Springs offense is taking the field here. Let's see if they're not sitting on it either. They're looking deep. Sheeler had a man just a step there, and Brown was right in his back pocket, but there was a gap, and Sheeler just misses that one long.
He was running with him. He let him get behind him just a step. But Sheeler had good time to sit back there in the pocket. And
Hot Springs has worked this here where they've got, they've had success on the ground, so Bearcats bring heat with the linebackers, and they don't get there.
There again, you had him wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, and you let him spin out and not be able to get him on the ground.
Boy. Akeem Dorsey has just been deadly, and he doesn't play that often. Number 10, they give it right back to him again. He makes a shifty move right there, makes a couple people miss. Going to be a gain of about 10, and he has just been one after another. He just hits you 1, 2, 3, and then luckily they pull him out.
There again, that quick snap count that they're using where defensive linemen just are not getting set fast enough to where they can fire off the ball.
Sheeler backs up there. He's got single back. Tight end on the left side of the field. Quick throw out to that side. They get trying to set up a screen. Boy, and they see if they can make a man miss, and they do. Ball is down on the ground, still on his feet. A lot of missed tackles back there. Huge gain of about 30 on the play. Ball is all the way down to the Mena 32-yard line. And Hot Springs is again on the move.
And it's just a little simple step back and throw.
Handoff. This time they wrapped, almost. I'd say they wrapped him up. They had Akeem stop for a big loss, Akeem Dorsey, and he spins out of it for a short gain, maybe right at the line of scrimmage. And Jordan Roberts did a great job getting back there, just not able to wrap him up.
Yeah, Jordan made a good play, getting off his block and getting back here, but the little shifty back is just showing he's just got a little extra gear here tonight.
Quick throw out to the outside. They're going back to that screen game, and this time he drops it. good news for the Bearcat. They've taken Akeem Dorsey out, so
that brings up 3rd and 9 here on this.
big 3rd and 9 right here. Bearcats need to get him off the field. Spread formation. Again, Sheeler's back to pass. He's got a man to the outside. Hits him right in the hands, and he drops it.
You know, hit him in a bad spot, right in the hands.
Right in the hands.
Had a defensive guy sitting right there. Kind of went right through his hands, too.
Bring up 4th down. Hot Springs not indicating that they are going to punt it, kind of in that no man's land. They're going to force the action here. Twins at the top of the field. Double reverse, and they're going to throw it back to the quarterback, Sheeler, and it is complete for the first down. Got the reverse pass to Isaac Sheeler, and Hot Springs pulling up 4 scores, and there go to the trickeration.
It looks like his ball's coming back here.
Hot, you're right, Anthony. They're ineligible man downfield is the call.
Ineligible receiver downfield.
And take a look at it on the delay. Boy, and he definitely was. He was way downfield.
Yeah.
He was 10 yards. He took off, jogged forward about 3 steps, and turned around and watched the action. This is the center, I believe. Again, 4th down. 5-yard penalty. Boy, Colby Davis comes loose right there, and he did not let him go. Came bearing down on him, and Schuler tried to just push it out of his hands and not able to come up with a completion. Going to be a turnover on down. So the Bearcat defense coming up with a stop here.
Colby just unblocked right there and just relentlessly coming at him. So
he saw that number, and he didn't even try to dead leg him. He just get the ball out of his hands.
Yes, he did.
It's a little bit harder to dead leg that than a defensive lineman. Bearcats take over their own 36-yard line, trying to get this offense going. Offense down 2 of their linemen on the play. Going to be a timeout.
Who called the timeout?
They're not indicating.
Official
timeout, okay.
So we're going to line up a little bit more in our traditional formation here.
See if we can't get some offensive production. Going to go back to the screen. Great job there. Complete. Going to be a gain of about 5 on the play. Well, more than that. They got him moving forward 7 yards. That's what Jaden does. He ends up kind of melting upfield, doesn't he?
He typically doesn't go backwards. He's chewing up ground.
2nd and 3. Score 27-0. Bearcats trying to get on the board here. Austin Rose drops back. Tries to flick it out there. Had a man in his face there quickly, but that's a screen.
Yeah, but it was a wide receiver screen, and your line's got to block a little bit longer than that. So 3rd and short, you're going to bring Cochran back in.
Just something they didn't really do much in the first 2 games as far as the mix-up. They talked about it in the preseason. It's time they're doing it. Corcoran really couldn't decide had some opportunities there, couldn't decide which one he wanted and didn't take either.
Right there, the indecisiveness, you can't have that. You just got to pick away and go.
Bring up 4th and 2. Bearcats 2-0 so far on the season. Doesn't look very promising. So that for this game here tonight, but you still got that conference schedule ahead, and facing one more non-conference game next week at home against Boonville Bearcats, and Boonville's a team that it isn't going to get any easier, is it?
No, it's not going to be any easier because they're going to be a lot of that misdirection stuff that we're trying to do right now offensively. And they've been doing it. Incomplete pass to Caleb Peters.
Okay. I missed that incomplete pass, guys. Sorry. Be turnover on downs. Hot Springs take over the Mena 45, handoff, and they've got Dorsey back out there, and he again just runs off 17 quick yards, and it happens in a hurry, folks. Woof.
I couldn't tell who went down for us, but there's somebody down on the ground that's hurting a little bit. That's Caleb.
Caleb Peters getting up slowly.
Oh, you got a
number. That's Dorsey. Yeah. Don't see that very often.
No.
Hops all the way off the field on 1 foot. He's even showing athleticism in an injury. That is impressive. Anthony will be demonstrating that at the end of the game. If anybody wants to meet down here, going to hop on the field, cross the field on 1 foot, hand off up the middle of the field, and again, Hot Springs running back is into the secondary, and it's touchdown Hot Springs.
That was a new one out there.
I think that's a sophomore. Yeah, Perry Jones has been in there a couple times before, but he definitely took off that time. He hasn't been as effective as the senior Dorsey, but he definitely did it that time, able to scamper in from 25 yards out.
We had a couple new faces in there on defense on that play, and they attacked it.
You got to break down right before contact.
Extra points up and good.
Extra points up and good. Hot Springs leading 34-0 now with 7:50 left to go in the game. It's been all Hot Springs here tonight so far. Take a look at that Greenwood Fort Smith. Greenwood trailing Fort Smith Northside 22-20 in the third quarter. Greenwood
had the lead at half, if I remember seeing that right.
13-14. They've fallen behind. Greenbrier extending their lead over Arkadelphia 42-20. Greenbrier has really got their program going up there, Northwest Arkansas. Kick is up, so Squibb going to hit and stick there at about the 30-yard line. I believe that's Trey Day with the ball, brought down at the 38-yard line. Mena will take the field, see if they can get on the board.
Well, you just had a late hit from a Hot Springs Trojan on Bobby Wallace over on the sidelines, and the referee just told him to wave that off.
Whew.
Sandifer is over there chewing on. He is chewing on the black and white right now.
Sandifer and Lutmer letting him have it. 1st and 10. Well, you really like to see just how big of a difference, because you got 4 really key players out tonight. I believe it's Corcoran in. Yes, it is. Keeps the ball, head straight up the field. Going to be a short gain of about 2 on the play. Bearcats ready to run the clock and just get this over with, I think.
Got to get some first downs here.
Bring a merciful end to this game, 7:22, and boy, dominated by Hot Springs tonight. But in a way, it's a slow drip because you're still here, all one team. This kind of a lopsided game, and we still haven't gotten to the mercy rule.
Your left tackle jump early.
Boy, rough. Ton of flags here tonight, both teams.
Left guard, I mean.
Back it up 5, going to bring up 2nd and 13 from 2nd and 8. Gabe Corcoran with the snap, and boy, it's discombobulated in the backfield, and I believe I don't think that was the plan.
That was not the plan. They ran into each other on that one. Coaches are gonna have a lot to work on here coming into next week's game. Hopefully, you get some of your kids back, and it's you can make steps forward on this.
It's one of those things when the speed and the quickness increases on the other side of the ball, just your margin of error is smaller, and Bearcats have not responded well to that.
You just got to execute correctly. And we've had way too many missed blocks here tonight, missed tackles, and those are all things that can be fixed.
This point in the game, you're at 4th and 18, and obvious punting situation. Got I don't think that's
Kirkendall.
Kirkendall, yes. Nice looking punt. Kirkendall kicks it from the 30, going to be a net of about 45 yards. Nice looking punt by Kirkendall. Been a lot of punts here for the Bearcats tonight. Let's take this time to thank another one of our sponsors, Mena Insurance, for all of your insurance needs. Coverage in Mena for 106 years, right in downtown Mena, across from the Union Bank. See PT and the folks for all of your insurance needs.
Get y'all fixed up.
Don't be doing that, Anthony.
You're driving.
That's all right. You're safe.
5:31. Got him corralled up for a short gain right there.
One thing, this Bearcat team has got to learn how to, they've got to come back with the adversity that they've seen and have that fight. And, it's not like it's gone away, but you want to try to create that spark. You're looking for it somewhere on both sides of the field. Jet Baber in the backfield, but he just bends it out to the outside and be a big gain here by Hot Springs. Gain of about 14 on the play, and Hot Springs just having their way with this Bearcat front seven right now.
Bomeyer looks like he's come up a little bit lame on that play.
Staying out there trying to tough it out, and he's dragging a foot here.
It's like he got dead-legged right there.
See if Hot Springs sees it. Hot Springs is a substitution here at quarterback. The Bearcat coaching staff sees it, and they call a timeout. I think that play, I guarantee you, I think Hot Springs was going for that spot.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It wasn't even close. Cody Ballmeyer trying to stay out there. Got to respect that, but Bearcats need to get him off the field. Hope he's okay.
Yeah, he came up and made the play on that last tackle, and somehow or another he probably took a knee or a helmet to the thigh. That's what it kind of looks like.
Also like to thank John Maddox, State Representative John Maddox, representing Polk, Scott, Montgomery County. Supports this Bearcat broadcast. If you see him, make sure you tell him thanks for helping bring this to you. Or, you could put it in an order for better announcers.
Yeah. Looks like you got mostly second and third teamers that are out there right now trying to get them a little playing time in a lopsided victory.
Hot Springs rambling forward again. It's the same effect. Second and third teamers, and they rattle off a 20-yard gain right there. Bearcats giving up huge chunks of yards on the ground.
Running through tackles.
Big time. First and 10. Hot Springs at the Bearcat 45-yard line. In motion. Hot Springs keeping it on the ground. They got the balls loose. They pick it up. He gets it pretty clean, but the Bearcats meet him at the line of scrimmage, end up a little bit behind the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 2nd and 11. Bearcats trailing 34-0.
Just kind of caught him a little high when on the exchange from quarterback to running back right there, and he put it on the ground. But it did bounce right up to him, didn't it?
It did. It was a basketball bounce, wasn't it? Dribbled it. Twin receivers at the top of the field. Handoff up the middle. Good, powerful run by Hot Springs.
Got 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go here in the game.
Handoff again up the middle. Number 34 for Hot Springs getting a lot of carries right now. Got a great football name, Nathaniel Speed.
That's his name?
Yes. Senior running back getting some time in there. Hot Springs again substituting. 1st and 10 at the Bearcat 31-yard line. 2:58 left to go here in the game. Quick throw out to the outside. Not so quick. It was intended to be quick. We patted the ball there 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Looked like it almost came out of his hands 3 times.
I thought it did come out of his hands.
But threw that from the front half. The ball kind of slipped back, and he threw that from the front of the ball. Kind of threw that like a dart. After it slipped back in his hands. I was thinking if that was a pump and go, he did a great job. 2:33 left to go in the ball game. Mena trailing 34-0. Been all Hot Springs here tonight.
I don't know what the time. Hot Springs head coach is over there talking to the white hat, and like he's getting his guys some breather there or something.
Very strange. They didn't really call an official timeout, did they?
No, they did not.
Yeah, they just decided to not wind the clock. Hot Springs leading 34-0 here. It's kind of taking the gas off. They've subbed out. Bearcats have as well. Got a lot of different faces back there. So they gave them some extra time on the 35-second clock because it's been taking a full minute and a half. Again, they hand off to Speed straight up the middle. Be another gain of close to 10 on the play. Maybe gain of 9. Going to bring up 3rd and 1. 3rd and short. Mena a minute and a half away from being shut out after 2 excellent offensive performances here to start the season. And going to face next week, going to face an excellent Boonville defense. Hand off again up the middle, and they're going to see a lot of that if they can't stop it. Anthony, of course, you're going to get Philpott and Brotherton back as
Graves,
and hopefully Graves,
Berger.
So we get to face them with our guns, and got to hope Austin Rose is healthy. I mean, because he hadn't seen a lot of him here in the second half. It's been out there for very few snaps. 53 seconds left.
They're going to nail it down right here and finish this game off.
Classy move by the Hot Springs coaching staff, and I'd like to thank everyone for joining us here tonight for the Bearcat Foundation broadcast. And tough night for the Bearcats, but we're always here to support them and the community and this Bearcat Foundation crew. I'd like to thank everybody, and please, if you can, like and subscribe. You got to sign in to YouTube with your Google identification and then subscribe, and we need to get those subscription numbers up. It'll really help us.
Coach is going to get these guys back in the field house and go over a few things and have them ready to go next week.
Yep, that's all you can do after something like this. And of course, you showed some signs, really good signs of life. It's those first few possessions, Bearcats in great position, just not able to wrap up, and Hot Springs just got away from them. And at that point in time, that hurry-up, no-huddle offense proceeded to wear them out. And, boy, you could tell once they were gassed, it was just over. And then combine that with, we talked about the defensive side of the ball, the offense just not able to get much going.
No,
got to say early on when it was competitive, we really just got a couple first downs at that. And offensively, just not able to get anything going.
Had some drop passes. The story for me was the offensive line just not being able to keep the defensive line out of there.
Yep, and not able to make plays. Just got to figure out a way to manufacture some points. Next week is at home. Like to have everybody out there at 7 o'clock and help cheer these Bearcats on. And with that, we'll sign off. Thank you.